Welcome to another video in the Learn to Excel series brought to you by Chemical Engineering Life. In this video, we are going to have a look at how to use a MAXIFS function in Excel. In our previous video, we looked at how to use a simple max function. So if you're not done so already, then do remember to check out that video. But in this video, we'll primarily have a look at how you can use a MAXIFS function. But just a quick recap, a standalone max function allows you to calculate the highest value or the maximum value within a given data set. So for example, as we have the data in column D, if I use a max for function and I selected this entire range, it will then in turn give me the highest value in the data set, which is then $80. But as you can see that now we have multiple different categories or different columns that provides a very different piece of information. So for example, in column A, we have the groceries. In column B, we have the category. And in column C, we have the people that specifically bought the given grocery. So if you look at this question right here in F3, what if you would like to know that what is the highest money Michael paid for fruit? Then it's no longer enough to use the max function because then you have introduced a certain criteria in the question. That means that we have two criterias, right? For the first criteria is that we only need to know how much money was spent on the fruit. Hence, that would be our first criteria. The second criteria then is that we only want to know the highest money that was spent on fruit by Michael. That means that that would be our second criteria. Then by using the MAXIFS function, we are allowed to introduce this criteria to Excel, and then Excel can provide us the highest value that fits these two criteria. So for example, we will then write MAXIFS, a bracket, and then the first input that we need to put in, that is the range for which we need the maximum value, and that would be column D, because this is the area where we would like to know the highest price. And then you provide the criteria range 1. That means that for what column should the first criteria be searched for, then that would be column B. Then we select this range. And then we need to write that our criteria is fruit. And then we select our second criteria range, which is that who is the one that bought it. And then we need to write Michael. And do remember that every time you are trying to write a criteria, and if the criteria is a string, then use the quotation marks before you write it in. Otherwise, the formula will not work. So, and then once you have written down the entire formula and you have introduced the range, then you can finally press enter. And there you go. And then you have, that means that $12. That means that the highest amount of money that Michael spent on fruit is $12. And that's how you introduce different criteria to narrow down your search when you're trying to find the maximum value in any given data set. In another scenario, in the second question, you only would like to know that what was the most expensive or the highest cost for a fruit. But now we only have one criteria, and that is fruit. Then we don't necessarily have any criteria for the second one. But still, you will have to use a MAXIFS function. So you write MAXIFS, and then we select the range, which is right here. And then you provide the first criteria. And then you press this, and then you write fruit. And there we go. So the first input, that is the range for our the area where we would like to know the maximum value. Then the second input, that is our criteria range, and the third input is our actual criteria. Then I press enter and we get 28. That means the most expensive fruit on the shopping list costs $28, which you can see right here is that the fruit which is bought by Jim. And that's exactly how you use MAXIFS function in Excel. And it doesn't matter how many criteria you have, because you can just keep on adding as many criteria as you like, and Excel will then determine, will use those criteria in order to search the maximum value in any piece of data. Well, thank you for watching, and if you would like to learn more about Excel, then visit the website of Chemical Engineering Life at www.chemenglife.com, where you can sign up for online Excel courses ranging everything from basics to the advanced knowledge, which can help you further excel in your career. And also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Chemical Engineering Life for more videos. Thank you and have a great day.